I mean, do you still have offices around registering Ghanaians?
Yet we have officers around registering Ghanaians, and we're looking forward to establishing more officers by end of October. So as we speak, some 34 registration centers are in place
Across the country?
across the country, in addition to the NIA headquarters where we do premium registration. So yes, there are registration centers, and we are currently registering Ghanaians.
All right. We'll come back and talk about the charges because you mentioned premium service.
Exactly.
But you don't have to queue to watch a movie these days. You just have it streamed on your screen in your living room. You don't have to go to the mall these days. You can shop online and have it delivered at your doorstep. What if you could do the same with banking? Meet Abby, your 24/7 digital banking service from APSA. Whether it is making an inquiry, paying a friend, buying airtime, or checking your balance, just ask Abby to do it for you. Add Abby on WhatsApp, and that number is 050-164-4644. That's Africanacity. That's APSA. Terms and conditions apply. Visit apsa.com.gh to learn more. And Surfline is expanding its coverage. Now, if you live around Waja, McCarthy Hills, Kaswa, Millennium City, Buduburim, Kokrobite, and its environs, good news is Surfline has opened a new shop inside the West Hills Mall to help serve you better with simple, fast, and efficient customer care that saves you time. Surfline is the best way to stay in touch. Don't get left behind. We are right here at the West Hills Mall, open daily from 10 a.m. Surfline, better together. And let me tell you a bit about Fabri Metal. They've got the Fab 500 steel rods manufactured locally by Fabri Metal Ghana Limited, using internationally quality standards. As winners of the 2021 Steel Manufacturing Company of the Year and Excellence in Corporate Social Responsibility, we pride ourselves as the industry leader in steel, providing the local market with import substitute at affordable prices. Call Fabri Metal on 055 269 8192 or 0249 896103, and locate us at Chopoli on the Tema Aflawo Road. Fabri Metal, your partner in steel. If you've been trying to get hold of a Ghana card and you still haven't got hold of it, well, we got a National Identification Authority in the studio. So you might want to reach out and tell us the challenges that you've been having trying to get hold of the Ghana card. Mr. Abudu Abdul Ganiu is Head of Department Corporate Affairs with the National Identification Authority, who will answer all your questions. With the ongoing SIM re-registration exercise, though, that's something that the research team, the Joy News research team, has discovered. So many of you also reached out and you've been talking to us about the challenges in the process. It's very complicated. You have to start off with your phone, and then it ends up with the customer care center of the telco that you use, and then you have to provide your biometrics again. Pretty complicated, and there are most of these centers are already saddled with queues, and so there's some kind of a different directive that we've discovered that came out in May, and this is on the presidency website. So the Joy research team did that discovery, and Kofi Ajay is here to tell us all about it. Kofi, good morning. First of all, tell us about what the website of the presidency reported as in May this year with regards to the SIM re-registration exercise.
All right, Mama, so you're right. This was published on May 18th, 2021. And paragraph 3 reads, the process of registration can be done on one's phone and does not require a visit to a telco outlet. This can easily be done by dialing a dedicated USSD code. So it categorically states that you must not, visit a telco outlet.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kofi. But what we know, the directive given by the regulator today does not say what is on the website of the presidency. So no, you can't entirely do this process on your phone. In fact, a lot of the work is done not on your phone but in the office of your service provider, you have to go to a service point to have it done. But let's talk about what you need first of all before, because it is mandatory that you need a Ghana card to even begin this process. You've mentioned that you have 34 outlets in Ghana currently carrying out this service.
Yes.
Why do we still have long queues forming?
Yes, we probably have long queues because, as you know, we have conducted mass registration. We even did mop-up across the country. And the expectation was that a lot of Ghanaians needed to come out, queue, and get registered for the Ghana card. And indeed, by the time mass registration was ending, we had captured about 85% of the adult population. And this was way beyond what was targeted, because we're looking at somewhere around 80%, and we had done beyond the 80% mark and actually made about 85. So that was indicative of the fact that the mass registration exercise was successful, but you still had about 15% of that adult population not registered. And since we integrated successfully with the Ghana Revenue Authority, we're able to establish 34 registration centers actually located in the offices of the GRA across the country. We have issued statement upon statement. I have granted a lot of radio interviews and whatnot, just urging Ghanaians to go out there and register, those who have not yet registered for the Ghana card. Then, lo and behold, SIM card re-registration emerges. Everyone uses a SIM card. So you now have that population who have not yet registered going out, and these are the long queues that we are currently observing at the registration centers. But we also recognize that continuous registration must be an everyday affair, everyday service that the NIA should be able to render. Because if you're talking about adult population, persons who are 15 years and above, you would have people turning 15 and above almost on a daily basis. So you need to create the opportunity for those people to also be able to register.
Okay.
And not just registration, but there are also other services within the space
All
that
right.
the NIA will continue to render.
So first of all, we haven't taken
Yes.
advantage of the process. We did not take advantage of it
during the mass registration.
during the mass registration. So we've brought this upon ourselves somehow.
To an extent, yes, but as an institution that has been created, established for purposes of identity management, we should become a fully fledged national institution where we have presence across all regions and across all districts of our country.
All right.
So that people do not have to hustle in terms of going out to register.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to doing that by end of October, when all the district and regional offices would have been established.
All right, if you're listening to us, I'd love to hear your experiences. If you've got some challenges as well, we'd love to hear it. So give us a call on 0302 216 541, 0302 216 541, and 055 1111 997. That's a number you can call and also send a WhatsApp message on it. You can also tweet at us, Joy997. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Send us Facebook messages as well. We're talking about acquiring the Ghana card. That's the basic identity card that you need. In fact, the only one that you need if you have to do your re-registration. Kofi is in Legon. Hello, Kofi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Kofi. Let's hear you.
Okay, so I remember when this thing started, I registered. I joined the queue for almost 2 hours. It was something I was thinking about. I finally did it.
Hello, Kofi.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I think it's better. Let's hear you.
Okay, so remember when this thing started? I joined the queue for 4 hours. Finally registered, did everything. I haven't got my card after now. Took our number, said they were going to contact us, give us information. Up to now, I haven't got updates for me.
Okay.
And
So-
anything. So
All
this
right.
SIM card registration is talking about. I don't know
Kofi,
how that's going to be possible.
I'm sorry, Kofi, but the line keeps breaking. But let's try this. Where did you do the registration?
In Legon.
Campus.
Yes.
Okay, but you haven't received your card.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I haven't received any explanation. Nothing. No updates.
All right. And this was when? Do you remember when you
Yeah,
registered?
that was the first time it was opened. I don't remember how 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you, Kofi. Ernest Osei is in Tema. Ernest, good morning.
Good morning, Mama V. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Ernest. Let's
Yes,
hear
Mama
you.
V, please. I did my registration at Committee 3, Tema, near the Pentecost Church. Since then, I haven't gotten my card, so I don't know whether I have to re-register or I have to go to a specific location to pick up my card.
Okay. All right. Do you remember the exact time you did the registration?
Yes, I think the last time they did the mass registration, I don't quite remember, but the last time, I think it was last year or so.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll get some answers, Ernest. Thank you very much. George is calling from Spintex. Good morning, George.
Good morning.
Yes, George. You're on air.
Please, I went to the office around behind Golf House to register, and then they are saying I have to pay 250 cedis. I want to find out how truthful that is.
Okay. All right, George. Thank you. Ajiman Joseph is also joining us. Good morning.
I hope you're doing wonderful.
Oh, very well. Thank you.
We thank God. Sister,
Ajiman Joseph, kindly turn down the volume on that radio set for us, okay? We're getting some feedback.
sorry for that. I
All
hope
right.
it's better now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. I use my voter's register to register the Ghana card. Then when I'm trying to do this,
Ajiman Joseph, you said you used what in registering?
I said I use my voter's register.
Okay. Your
the Ghana
voter's
card.
ID card, you mean?
Yes, madam.
Okay, sure.
Register for what?
Uh-huh. Now I have been given Ghana card. I'm using it for this
You don't
registration.
use voters card.
Then I've
Okay,
been
so-
told by two network
So sorry.
operators that
Sorry, Ajiman Joseph, let's go back a bit. You said you use your
voter's ID card for the Ghana card registration.
this current one.
That's incorrect.
Is
Voter ID card is not a requirement for registering for the Ghana card, please. You
I was holding that one and then driver's license as well.
No, you only brought them for them to be scanned in to be part of the data. But those were not the documents that qualified you to register for the Ghana card. It must have been either your birth certificate or your passport, or you were vouched for.
Okay, but just
I was-
Ajiman Joseph,
I was holding
you
my-
land.
I was holding my birth certificate as well.
But you go
Good.
ahead and
So
tell
it's
us your
birth
story.
certificate that qualified you to register.
When I'm trying for this recent registration,
Mm-hmm.
I've been told by two telcos that my Ghana card is not valid.
Oh, they said your Ghana card is not valid.
It's not valid.
Did they
And
explain?
I've been issued by the Ghana card. And when I even reported it to one of their centers, and one lady was asking me whether I did thumbprinting during the registration. I said, yeah, all my fingers were captured. So why are
okay.
they saying that it is not valid?
Okay. Where did you do the registration?
Around Ashama Middle East.
Okay, all right. We'll find some answers for you, okay? Thanks a lot for calling. Kwabena is in Accra. Good morning, Kwabena.
Good morning, Mama Z. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good. My issue is this. During the initial registration, during the old system, I registered, and then I guess my day of birth was captured as 6th instead of 3rd. So when this new system came up, the team was at my institution, and I did the registration. And they said there was a difference in the day, so they were going to correct it and get to me. It's been a year and a half. No correspondence from them. I don't even know where to go to even get this issue addressed.
Okay. All right. We'll try and resolve that today, Kwabena. Thank you very much. Elvis is in Legon East. Hello, Elvis. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Let's hear you, please.
Actually, it wasn't. I wasn't able to register. I tried several times, but the crowd. I did an estimation. I realized I went to 4 different areas trying to register. I moved around thinking that the queue there would be less. But at the looking at the number of people over there, I think in average, out of 100 people, they registered only 20. That is what I can say. Because the number of people who were in every single spot where I went, in fact, registered, people were lamenting. They were not registered.
So that's why you couldn't register?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not even have the chance. The queue, madam, the line there.
So have you been trying to do it again?
No. It's like I tried and the deadline crossed up, so.
All right. Okay. Elvis, thank you very much. We'll try and figure out where else you can go to do the registration. Bright is in Dodowa. Hello, Bright.
Brother.
Bright, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mawazi.
Great.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, I registered about 2 years ago when the district started. To date, I've not gotten my card.
Oh.
They will open the office briefly. When you get there, your card is not ready. That's all.
Is this the Dodowa office?
They will not get back to you. Nothing. No call, no message. Nothing.
Which specific office, Bright?
They open an office at Presby Church, Dodowa, Salem.
Okay.
When you get there, they open the office briefly for about a month. When you get there, the card is not ready. That's all. Now the office is closed. So where do I go?
Okay. All right. We'll try and get some answers. Tazab from Pantine Village. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, my issue is I got my card in August. I've been able to merge it with my SNP and my TIN. But as the registration started, when I tried the short code, it tells me that my card is invalid. And even merging it with my NSHI, it's telling me that it's not valid.
Okay. All right. Okay, Tazan, thank you very much. We'll try and see how we can resolve that as well. Thanks for calling. So we'll try and address the issues that have come up now. We'll return and pick your calls, but let's take our time and address the issues that have come up. Yes. Let's start from the very beginning. Kofi called from Legon, said he registered on the Legon campus
Right.
and hasn't received his card.
So for persons who registered within the Ayawaso West Wagon area, they can go to the NIA headquarters. They should be able to get their cards. And Legon is under Ayawaso West Wagon. Exactly. So Kofi can get his card at the NIA headquarters. And that also applies to persons who registered within Lejokuku. So within the Lejokuku area, they can also get their cards at the NIA headquarters. All other persons would have to wait for us to establish the regional and the district officers.
So
The
that would
cards-
include Ernest Osei, who called from Tema?
Yeah, so if Ernest says he was calling from Community 3, and that was where he registered. So we need to find out where Nicholas Plaza is. Our officials are currently there, and we have some cards within that particular enclave, so that people who registered within that place should be able to get their cards from the Nicholas Plaza building. Then we also have the Tema Harbor Long Room, where we have some cards there as well. So if you happen to have registered within that particular place as well, you should be able to get your cards from the long room at Tema Harbor. Then persons who registered around Spintex Community 18, the GRA office within that location, just on that particular stretch, you find a GRA office there. We have cards there that people can go and it will be issued to them. We issued a statement about the other 34 GRA officers. If people registered within the district that particular GRA office is located, they should also be able to go there and their cards will be issued to them. Aside that, all other persons who have registered over the period and have still not gotten their cards, they would have to wait until the regional and the district officers are operational. Then we'll be able to
And when would that be?
We are looking at towards end of October, so early November. All the officers should have been opened. We are talking about 275 of them, in addition to 16 regional offices. So if you happen to have registered in a particular district, that is where we would take your cards to. The difficulty we have had is that you would have somebody, say, registering in Accra, but as we speak, the person now lives in Tamale. All right? So we can only use the information you gave us at the time of registration to be able to say that it is where you registered that we'll be able to take your cards to. You get a challenge there, right? So if
but
you
I'm
have,
just,
Yes.
also thinking about even those who are within, say, Accra, who registered within Accra, who still haven't received their
Yes,
cards,
so that
who are
if
now asking for directions. Why haven't you reached them?
Yes, so that's the point I'm making. So the 34 GRA officers that we have some cards there, but that is only for people who have registered within those particular districts that the GRA officers are located.
But I guess
How
the
do you get
challenge
me?
is they didn't do the registration in the GRA offices. That's why they do not know that they could go there for their cards.
Yeah, they didn't have to do the registration in the GRA office. They only just needed to register anywhere within the district where that office is located.
So is there information out there apart
Yeah,
from this
we put
conversation
that
that
out.
says
We've put that
if
out
you
a couple
registered,
of
say,
times.
in Kokomlemle, you can go to this particular GRA office
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and take your
We've
card?
done that.
Okay.
So that statement has been out there on our handles, on our website. We've issued that to the media every now and then. And we'll continue to do so just to remind people to be able to pick their cards from these particular districts for now. So that by end of October into early November, when all the regional and district officers become operational, then people would go and pick up those cards as well.
All right.
So that's what we are looking at.
Let's address the issues of invalid cards, because that's we're using the Ghana card to do
Yes,
the
so-
re-registration now. Joseph Ajimai says
Exactly.
he
So
was
as
told
you
it
go
was
through the
invalid.
same card re-registration process, there's a point where if you have invalid card, you are told to contact the National Identification Authority. So we have a technical theme. Once you call the contact center, you provide your information, they are able to resolve that. So if you just permit me to put out that number, it's 0242 43 8615. So this is our contact center number. So once you call that, just give us your personal identification number, and we'll be able to use that to activate the card for
But
you.
how is that even possible? That after you go through the entire process,
Well,
you're holding a Ghana card which you think is valid, only to realize later when you need it for some very important process that it's invalid.
We have more than 15 million records at the moment, and over 14 million cards have been issued. So these calls that are coming in, I still treat them as isolated. If you look at the
How many of
numbers
these
that-
isolated cases have you recorded?
There are a few. I mean, I say a few because since the SIM card registration began, you're talking about over 14 million people at the moment currently with the Ghana card. And the calls that we are getting every now and then are probably in their tens, even if they are in their hundreds. But compared to over 14 million people, we expect some of these challenges to come up. Mass registration was such a big exercise. You have a lot of people queuing at centers. Our officials were under so much pressure and whatnot. So you surely are going to have some of these defects. And as and when they are reported quickly, we are able to resolve those technical problems.
Okay, so this is not the first time that your attention has been drawn
Oh,
to
sure.
the fact that
I
a
mean,
card
yes,
is invalid.
Exactly. I mean, this is not the first time we are doing integration. We have successfully integrated with SNIT. We have integrated with the NHIS as well. The GRA integration has also been done, where your personal identification number has become your tax identification number. So anytime we are on an integration process, these challenges do come up. And as and when they come up, like I said, we have had to resolve them as quickly as possible.
Otherwise,
So-
we won't even know that the card is invalid unless there is an
Yeah,
integration
yes.
system
So
ongoing.
so when you continue to use the card, all right, at that point, perhaps the first time use of the card, this issue can come up. So you're also talking about millions who are currently using their cards without any challenges. So
All right,
we expect to be solving these problems. as
Let's
and
look
when
at
they come.
Kwabna's issue, the date of birth. How
Yes, so on date of birth, he said that he had registered previously and gave a certain date of
they
birth.
keyed in the wrong date of birth.
Well,
He's been trying
that's
to
what
correct
he would
that.
say. If they keyed in the wrong date of birth, all that he needs to do is to bring us documents, the right documents that show the right date of birth. And once that right date of birth is shown on the relevant documents, that correction will be done. But if the correction is done, it has to lead to the printing of a new card. He will pay an amount of 30 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Right.
Now, George from Spintex wants to know if it is true that he has to pay 250 Ghana cedis to get a.
Yes,
A Ghana
if
card.
you ignore all the centers that registration is taking place for free, and you come to a premium center, yes, you pay the 250 Ghana cedis, and registration at the headquarters is premium service. So anyone turning up there for new card registration pays an amount of 250 cedis. But the 34 GRA centers that I alluded to, registration over there is free. So he can go to any of them, register for the Ghana card for free. But if you choose to come to headquarters, you pay the 250 Ghana cedis.
Okay, but here's where we are today, where we are expected to re-register our SIM cards.
Sure.
There are obviously lots of people out there who don't have the Ghana card. Why is the NIA still insisting on charging 250 Ghana cedis for premium? If people can go to 34 centers, that's not a lot.
Well, in addition to the fact that we are going to establish the regional and the district offices,
But that hasn't
where-
been established yet.
but that will come up very soon. That will come up by end of October. The SIM card re-registration is for a period of 6 months. So it's not as if as it was announced, the following day was going to be the deadline. So there's really no need for panic.
But you know why
And-
people will come to the head office, right? Because there are long queues in these centers that you talk about.
Yes, there are long queues, but the education, together with the National Communication Authority that we are sending out to the Ghanaian public, is that this SIM card re-registration process is for a period of 6 months. There's no need to panic. The requirement for the SIM card registration is the Ghana card, yes, and the NIA has assured that by end of October, every district in Ghana will have an NIA office
You know,
where
six,
you just
six
walk
months
in.
may sound like a long time right now, but some people have said that it's too short a time to expect that everybody would re-register their SIM cards.
Of course, and I've heard the Minister for Communication talk about the fact that by end of the period, if we all take a look at the numbers and feel that quite a lot of our people have not yet registered their SIMs, then we should be looking forward to an extension. And even what is going to happen with our compatriots who are currently outside the country. So it doesn't mean that after that 6 months, if we look at the data and realize that we still have quite a lot of people not registering, then the door shuts. That's not going to happen. So once NIA has assured that by end of October, all these officers are going to be established, really, just be in the comfort of your district. NIA will come there. And if you have not yet registered for the Ghana card, you have the opportunity to do so.
So the answer to the long queues is wait till end of October when we have more offices in the
If it's
districts.
not as agents as we speak, I mean, as though you just need it to undertake a particular transaction today, then there's no need for the panic. If it is really just about SIM card registration, you have the whole 6 months to do so. But there may be other uses, other purposes that you want to put the Ghana card to. Then that could call for you joining any of those queues out there. But again, that is just going to be a few weeks from today. So
But you're talking about one district office, right?
Yes, one district
One
office.
district, one office.
One district,
Will
one
that
office.
be enough to cater
And
for?
so one district, one office, we have 275 operational districts. What that means is that in every constituency, we are going to have an office there, right? And then in all the 16 regions, we also have offices. So we are going to have enough personnel at all of these offices that would ensure that when people turn up, they are able to register. And here we are still talking about the adult population to start with, and that's just about 15% of persons who have not yet registered for the Ghana card. So when all these district officers are in place, we certainly do not expect the queues that we are currently witnessing at the 34 GRA registration centers.
But just finally on the 250,
Yes.
there's nothing that you're doing about it. I mean,
No,
it's
these are
250
fees
for premium.
Yes, these are fees and charges.
And you're not scrapping it.
They've been taken to
even
Parliament.
Because, yes, I understand. But I'm
Exactly.
just saying that you're still going to charge the 250 even though people will keep turning up in your premium center, because obviously they don't want to be in those long queues that they find in the 34 centers until you set up your district offices.
Well, the law is the law, and we can only work with that until there's an amendment to the law. And there should also be the appreciation that this project has a revenue model, and the premium registration and the fees that are charged are in line with that particular model. The first-time registration for the Ghana card is free for all Ghanaians, and I'm sure you got your Ghana card for free as well. I got mine for free, and that applied to every Ghanaian. But if we were to be charged per Ghana card per citizen, that would have been way, way, way beyond the capacity or the reach of most Ghanaians, right? Now, going forward, there's a partner in this whole project where a lot of money has been invested into it, and we are looking at a 15-year cycle where some money will be recouped, the investment paid off to the partner, so on and so forth. So the premium charge is part of the revenue model.
Okay.
It also includes the updating that will lead to the printing of a new card where you pay the 30 cedis, the replacement of a lost card or a damaged card where you pay the 30 Ghana cedis as well.
Okay, so what's the difference between the premium service that happens at your headquarters and the GRA office?
You've said it already. At a premium center, the expectation is that perhaps because people are paying 250, you are not going to have a lot of people turn up there.
Is that the situation at your headquarters?
So the turnaround period is expected to be shorter. You are going to join a shorter queue, go through the registration process much more quicker than somebody turning up in a GRA office or even at our district office. That is our expectation.
But is that the reality at your headquarters? Because I've heard people say that there are queues there as well.
Yeah, there are queues there, and people must understand this. When you come to the NIA headquarters, quite a couple of registration services are taking place, not just new registration. Most of the people we have there are actually persons who have lost their cards and they have come for replacements. We also have quite a lot of people who are coming for updates. So the wrong spelling of the name that a gentleman mentioned, and even wrong entry of dates, so on and so forth. So a lot of people are coming there for these services and not necessarily the premium registration.
Okay.
Then you also have foreigners, all right? That's a center in Accra where we register foreigners through what we call the foreigner identification system. So people who have lived in Ghana beyond 90 days, they have resident permit, they are able to come, and then we register them and issue them with a non-citizenship card. So when you come there and you find all of these people gathered, you may think, why is this a premium center? Yet we have quite a lot of people. You need to take time and look at the queues where they are being formed, the inscriptions we have put at various places where people are supposed to be sitting, so on and so forth.
Okay, so just remind us again of those services where people must pay a fee for. If you're correcting date of birth.
Yes, so if we are correcting date of birth, so as long as any updates will lead to the printing of a new card, you pay the 30 Ghana cedis. Then the second thing is having lost a card. First of all, you go to the police station, get what we call a police extract. Then you come to the NIA. NIA is able to replace that card for you at a cost of 30 Ghana cedis. Then you have the premium registration, which has been said already, 250 Ghana cedis for someone who has not yet registered for the Ghana card at all. So once you come to the premium center, you pay the 250. Then we also have institutional registration. So say multimedia, some of your staff have not yet registered for the Ghana card. You invite the NIA to bring our officials here, our machines here, to come and register your officials. You should be about 50 people and above. Then each person pays 100 Ghana cedis. So that's a charge for institutional registration. Then we have household registration. So that's when you sit at home with your family, you invite NIA to come and register you. You should also be 5 people and above within that household, 5. and each person pays 150 Ghana cedis. So these are the various charges that we have taken to Parliament, which have been approved. And every now and then, families do call us, and we go to their homes, get them registered, and they pay the 150. Institutions do call us. We
Okay.
go there, register them, and each person pays the 100 Ghana cedis.
So if the mistake did not come from me, but correcting it would require reprinting of the card.
It's a shared responsibility, and in the sense that at the time you went through the process, when it ended, some small piece of paper was printed and handed to you. All you needed to do was to cross-check the information on
So
the
we
data.
pay 15-15 then. We share the responsibility of the cost as well.
The 30 cedis is heavily subsidized, Mamavi. I can assure you that a new Ghana card probably would have cost you more than $100.
Because the
if
basic,
you look at what the
what's
foreigners are
basic
currently
documents?
paying.
What's the basic documents needed for registration?
The basic documents is your birth certificate or your passport. And if you don't have either, then you come with a relative who has already registered for the Ghana cards to vouch for you.
Okay.
Right?
I'm just trying to trace how a mistake
I know. So we'll
can
get
come
there.
about.
Yes.
So
yes.
if it's your responsibility as an NIA officer to key in the correct information from my basic documents, and you make a mistake on it, which you say I failed to correct because you handed a paper to me to cross-check before the final printing, which I also failed, and I say you say shared responsibility, so we shared cost as well.
Yeah, so that's the point.
So
I'm
that
making.
happens, right?
So the 30 Ghana cedis you are paying, that has been taken into consideration. You would have paid far more, all right, had it not been a subsidy component that comes into the whole equation, because then we're looking at that shared responsibility part. Even though it's shared, but I still think that the burden really lies on you, the individual, because once we give you that paper, we expect you to cross-check and give us the signal that all is correct. The entry button is pressed, and that's it. Your card is printed. So if you don't do that, and you later on detect a mistake, obviously you pay the 30 Ghana cedis. So that's where we are. We all must take responsibility. Once you get your card, take good care of it, because once it gets lost and you come, you pay the 30
Even
Ghana
for
cedis.
persons who cannot read.
Again, our public education at the time were very clear. If you cannot read and write, the aged and all other persons who are going to have a difficulty turning up at the centers, come with someone who could read, write, and go through the process with you.
All right. If you just join us, we're talking about acquiring a Ghana card, the challenges that some of you have been facing, obviously, because you need it to do the re-registration of the SIM card. People have talked about difficulties in the SIM re-registration itself, but we're talking about the first basic document that you even need, because according to the law, it's mandatory that you need the Ghana card in order to do the re-registration of the exercise. So we've taken a bit of your concerns. Have we absorbed what the issues that were raised in the first part of the course?
Yeah,
We'll pick more.
yeah, I think that's it.
All right. So we will be picking a lot more of your calls, and we will be sharing your messages as well. So if you haven't sent a message yet, kindly send us a WhatsApp message on 055-1111-997. And you can call us when we return on 0302-216-541. You can continue to send in your tweets and your Facebook messages as well as Joy997 with the hashtag JoySMS.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices?
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glycolife insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glycolife on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glycolife, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Putting up or replacing a roof is not just laying the panels, it's a complete engineered system. And at Roofings and Steel Ghana Limited, we understand how the whole system works and are resolved to give you the very best quality in roofing and steel products. Manufactured locally in Ghana, we offer a range of steel and galvanized pipes, mild steel plates, and all ranges of roofing sheets, IBR and IDT, corrugated and galvanized. Our locally manufactured products are tropicalized to withstand local conditions. Distributors, wholesalers, contractors, builders, welders, and fabricators. It's time to get the best quality roofing and steel products made in Ghana. Visit our office at Chopoli on the Tema Aflawo Road. Call us on 0559 722 035 or 0552 571 173 or 0242 539 411. Roofings and Steel Ghana Limited, your strength in steel.
Good morning. Wake up to the original magazine show. The Super Morning Show.
That's right, it's the Super Morning Show. Abudu Abdul Ganiu is head of corporate affairs at the National Identification Authority. He's been answering all of our questions on the Ghana card. I've got a question for him just before we wrap up. This one from Alphonse says, I've applied for the Ghana card on 2 consecutive times, and guess what? Up till now, I have not received my Ghana card. And in my case, what should I do? Because the first time the collection dates they gave me, as I went, they said my details were not captured. So I had to do it again, which I did. But till date, I have not received my card.
Well, I don't know who told him he has to do it again. He didn't have to at all. That amounts to double registration. So not until he gets a signal that after our adjudication, we have come to the conclusion that you probably have to do the registration again, which must be official, then he didn't have to do double registration. Once you do double registration, it becomes worse. And indeed, we've had quite a lot of people doing this. So the person registered 2-3 days, hasn't gotten the card, goes to another center and do registration again. And for such people, it gets very complicated. So these are methods that
are
people
you prosecuting
should be aware of.
people in this regard?
Exactly, because that amounts to infringing on the law.
So are you in court with some people?
If we have gone to court with quite a lot of people, I mean, on various registration offenses, right? And these
Any
matters,
convictions?
Yes. I mean, as we speak, I know quite a lot of people are in prisons already just because they came passing some documents, even though they were genuine documents, but later interviews showed that they were not Ghanaians. And those people were arraigned before the courts. Yep.
Okay. All right, just your last thoughts before we wrap up. This is not the end of this because we haven't absorbed the entire conversation. I know that if we're to activate the phone lines again, we'll get many more people reaching us. And this conversation also has everything to do with the National Communications Authority. We reached out to them. In fact, we were expecting a representative from the National Communications Authority to join us today on this conversation. The person did not show up. We're hoping that tomorrow they would appear so that we can deal with the other matters with the SIM re-registration itself.
Yes.
Do people have to do their biometrics again?
Yeah, they have to.
When they go to the telcos?
Exactly. I mean,
really?
I can take your Ghana card and go through the SIM registration process, for instance. And at the end of the day, a number gets registered in your name. But
how is that? Because everything on the card is me.
Yes, but that's the point. So if the card gets stolen, this can happen. You get me?
No, I'm lost a bit.
You're not getting it.
The card has my biometrics, right?
It has your biometrics.
Yes.
Good. So that's the more reason why you have to turn up before the teleco so that your biometrics will be taken.
But it's already captured
to confirm that you are the one who went through that particular process.
Okay, I understand that.
Good.
But if you were to use my card and
Yes.
you went to my service provider,
Yes. So if I were to use...
you shouldn't be able to go through the process.
So that is why going to the service provider to end the process is necessary.
No, but my point is, if you went with my card to my service provider
Yes.
with your biometrics, it shouldn't match with what is on my card.
It will not, and that is more reason why you must go there to complete the exercise.
No, but I thought I heard you say somebody can use my card.
So somebody could use your card to go through the process. If there is no another set of biometrics taken, then the person will continue to use the same card, but it will be in your name.
Can't you just simply share the data that you've collected, the biometric data, with the telcos?
It's being shared. And this is just a way of validation, Mama V. The point I'm making is, if your card is just on the table and I pick it, I can just go through the process. If you insist that we all don't have to go back to the telecos. Yes. So if that process was not part of the whole registration exercise and it just ended with going through the online process, I am saying that people can easily pick up other people's cards and go through that registration.
All right.
So going to pick your biometric is just to ensure that you are the very person who went through that process.
We'll end it
so
here,
that's another
Daniel.
layer of validation.
We'll definitely continue with the National Communications Authority when they join us for us to continue this conversation. This is the Super Morning Show. We've got some more conversations coming up. We're counting down to the Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Center. Stay with us.
Syndicated Capital introduces the Silent Night range of luxury mattresses and pillows. And for the first time, the Silent Night pregnancy and nursing pillows, crafted to provide exceptional relief for your legs, belly, and back during pregnancy, as well as amazing back support feeding your baby. No more sleepless nights and no more hustle with breastfeeding. Check out the Super Pillow Top Orthopedic Mattress, made with 12 inches of memory foam cushioning, providing unparalleled comfort